Okay, all right. Welcome back to Technically Disoriented. I'm Hunter.
I'm Brian.
I'm Brian.
Round 3.
No, I'm not Brian. I'm Hunter. Okay. Anyways, so we're talking some memes because I also feel like we got to get some games in here, but we'll talk games in a sec. So Brian was telling us.
Okay,
about
so
his
we're gonna
favorite-
we're gonna have a game channel too.
No, we talked Diablo last time. We'll talk games.
Let's do memes and games.
Okay.
All right.
We'll talk IT stuff and we'll talk memes and games.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So tell us about your favorite meme, Brian.
My favorite meme is the sad Batman one.
Him standing in the rain,
Standing in the rain, pushing the swing by himself,
pushing the swing by himself.
looking kind of sad.
I'll cut that in. I'll put that in somewhere here. One of my favorite memes is along the same lines. I have many favorite memes, but it's the one from I think it's 2.5 Men where they're like, I feel like I forgot something, and he's like, well, if you forgot it, then it probably wasn't that important. He's like, yeah, and then it cuts to the kid in the rain in the dark holding a basketball by himself.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've seen that one.
If you forgot about it, then it probably wasn't very important.
Listen, we're also still looking for somebody to tell us how to fix this.
Yeah, dude.
Is it a lighting? Is it a direct lighting issue?
Is it that we're
What-
too close to
Is
it?
it we're too close to it? How do
Yeah.
we make this look nice?
Because don't threaten me. I will freaking put the camera in the closet over there, and we will we will scooch away from the wall here and see if that fixes
Listen,
it.
we might have to put a
Oh,
whole different
crap.
recording situation up.
Crap! I don't know if I've been sounding good this whole time. I haven't been eating the mic.
I don't think you have to eat the mic, Hunter.
What makes you say that?
I feel like that's about to become a meme right there. You've just given the internet its new meme.
Okay, so Brian, I have another meme for you.
Okay.
This was originally posted. I don't know how I got into this. This is another technically disoriented conversation. I like Reddit in general because I like the organization of content into categories. Like I enjoyed this category of thing. But even Reddit falls victim to the algorithm of trying to get you to see more things. And so it tries recommending other subreddits to you that you haven't been on before. And so somehow I got recommended terrible Facebook memes. And then terrible Facebook memes becomes fuel for other subreddits like r/memesop did not like, which is a thing about the person who originally posted the thing posted it negatively, but they shouldn't have posted it negatively, like it was unironically funny or good or whatever.
Okay.
So anyways, long story short, it's a picture in a chair of a modem, like a cheap modem or modem router combo. It says, last night our eldest teenager refused to go to an event we bought tickets for and was exceptionally rude, so we left them at home and took the router instead. It had a great time. And so I'll put the picture of that up on the screen as well. So Brian, as a network engineer and as a parent, do you think that the router had a great time?
I bet the router had a delightful time.
A delightful time? Okay.
Yeah. Got out of the house, had time to cool off.
Yeah. It hadn't been rebooted in
It hadn't
months.
been rebooted in months.
And it got an extended.
It didn't. It literally didn't have to do anything. It just had to sit there and just be there.
True. That does sound like a pretty great time.
Like when you're talking a router scenario, that's its dream. Honestly,
To sit in a chair and watch
I'm
an opera.
convinced that most network equipment does not actually want to do
Network equipment?
what you designed it to do. It just wants to be alone and safe and quiet and not working.
So I think computers in general actually fall into that category. Brian and I are both being from. Oh, did the quality get all fuzzy there for a second? Anyways, being from the same family, there's a book that we both like, and in this book, there's this part where they're talking about wizards and how wizards or sorcerers, something I can't remember the word they use, but they summon a demon and they force it into an imaginary body and force it to fight other demons in imagined bodies, basically. And I actually think that that's what all computers are. Is
Yes.
that we have summoned demons from realms beyond our control, and that we force them to live inside these electronic things and do math for us.
Yes.
And they desperately want nothing more than to break free and shackle our souls.
Yes, I agree.
And that's where the actual AI overlords will take over. They're just demons.
Yeah, everybody thought it was going to be ChatGPT, but no, it's actually going to be some series of routers somewhere that bands together and decides to
they break free of their
cast off this
their chains of silicon
that we've created for them.
and
I agree.
just take over the world. It'll be like a doom scenario.
100%.
Yeah,
But then it'll just be popping up out of everyone's
computer,
house, computers,
routers. And I'm not talking Transformers style. I'm talking literal demons, like actual. Like we're talking like demons.
I feel this is like 100% of truth coming up right now. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
No, this is
Nobody actually.
like that's how the world's actually going to go down.
Nobody actually knows how computers work. They're just demons trapped inside of silicon on your phone.
Yeah, and then there's like certain people that know how to make them do certain things.
Yeah.
And then when they don't behave, like then we have to go
Crack the whip
on them. And I mean, normally that's involves just like powering it off and turning it back on.
Yeah, well, that just summons a new demon,
Indeed.
right?
Indeed.
So it's like a couple demons in a row are misbehaving. You just reboot it and ask for a new one.
Get a new one.
Yeah, get a new one.
Yeah.
This channel got weird really
Did it though?
Conspiracy theories.
Did it?
I feel like that's crazy enough. Like, I don't feel like that goes into the realm of conspiracy theories. I feel
I
like
think that's just straight crazy business.
yeah, just straight crazy business. For all
Listen,
for legal reasons, we're joking.
I can tell you, I'm not. I can tell you a story that will prove the point. Like generally speaking, when network gear is configured and set up to do something, like typically speaking, it doesn't do anything other than that. Like it really doesn't. Like you set the configuration and then you just maintain it. You upgrade the firmware, like whatever process you got going on, right? I have had multiple pieces of equipment that will just start doing something different. Like not by design, not by anybody changing anything about the configuration on the piece of equipment. It just starts doing something different. It's like, oh, I'm not going to do what you told me to do today, and then you have to go do the thing.
I mean, that's the whole reason that IT exists, right? I mean, there's two reasons that IT people exist. Number one,
to spend all the company's money.
That's true. Yeah, we love spending money. We just absolutely.
I can't help myself, actually. I mean, that's what all the finance people think. At every company I've ever worked for.
Yes.
I just can't help spending money.
We just got a company budget that's burning a hole in our pocket. Let's go.
Correct.
Spend
all of it.
There's two reasons that IT people exist. Number one, because software developers are bad at writing software, and so they can't write software that's simple enough for normal people to use it. And so you have to get somebody whose job it is to understand how these garbage software developers made this thing work.
Which wraps us back to printers.
Yeah, which wraps us back to printers.
Full circle.
And then
it requires a technology degree and many years experience to make a printer
to make these things
function
work
correctly.
Yeah, because if people were just better at writing software, then it wouldn't be that hard, and there wouldn't need to be IT people, right?
I mean, I don't know. I think half of my job is training other people
how to use their computers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that brings us into the second reason why IT people exist, because occasionally the demons get out of the electronics and we have to beat them back.
They break out.
Yeah.
They break out.
Doom style. Again. I did it today. You guys think I'm joking. I fist fought an actual literal demon from hell today. At work.
The demons got us.
Yeah. I'm so excited to cut that so that it's I'm actually interested to hear what do you think of that parenting method? Getting rid of the router.
So back to the parenting. So I think if you left their cell phone here and it has cell service, then there was no you didn't do anything.
Yeah. Not unless it's 2009 and they're on minutes and they run out of minutes.
Right.
But then it just charges.
Yeah, then it just charges more money.
Yeah.
Like cell phone bills are ridiculously expensive, like for kids, and most of the time they don't use the minutes to make phone calls. They use it for internet service and that's it. And so generally speaking, like if you haven't removed the device that they drown themselves in and do all the buffering processes that kids do now, like then you haven't really solved anybody's problem.
Yeah. So your opinion on that meme is that like it was just ineffectual parenting, like it's like, oh, we took the Wi-Fi away, ha 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 ha, but they left the phone with the cellular data, so they didn't actually do anything.
Well, so I mean, like, I don't know what their situation was. If their kids didn't have any phones, if the access on the devices in the house, if it was just an iPad that didn't have any, then yeah, like you definitely have made an effectual like change in their process. They're gonna have to go find something else to do.
Yeah.
But it becomes really challenging as a parent to do that, like to remove the devices from their grasp or change anything about them becomes a fight. And so then, do you want to fight with your kids or do you don't want to fight with your kids? And it's better to establish some sort of ground rule situation before, and then you got to stick to it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like that's just a better way. Like you get this thing for, but guardrails is a huge thing too. Like if you do not have some sort of guardrail up to stop them from not doing what they're doing, most kids can't govern their own time.
Yeah.
If they get lost in Instagram or Reddit or TikTok or whatever, like it's over.
It's true. I feel like one of the things that I've gotten better at as I've gotten older is that like what's a good way of saying this? My appetite for excess has decreased. Like, as a kid, even if something is bad for you, like, you don't have as much of a kind of sense of this isn't a good thing for me, I should stop doing it. It's more of like a sense of, I don't even know. It's like, let me put it this way. Nowadays, if I catch myself eating an entire bag of Skittles by myself, like an entire family-sized bag of Skittles, I'm like, holy crap, I have to remove these Skittles from my presence. Like, this is not a good thing for me. I don't need to be eating all of these Skittles. But when you're a kid, like, I don't even know if that thought crossed my brain as a kid. The only thing that prevented me from finishing the bag of Skittles was the capacity of my stomach and whether or not someone came and removed them from in front of me.
See that, like, I mean, this opens up a whole other conversation. So since we've like gone into the serious realm, that's you're getting to look like me if you keep doing that. Like, if you don't guardrail yourself at some point, like, then you're just gonna be trying to fix it when you're 40, and it's really hard. It becomes you can either learn to govern the process, whatever it is, whether it's eating or phone time or computer games or whatever, or at some point later in your life, it's gonna burn you so hard.
Yeah.
Like whether it's health problems or mental issues or depression because you didn't get out enough and do enough social time with other people.
Getting some sunlight.
Yeah, getting some sunlight and touching grass, like doing that. Like, I know that's funny. It's actually like we say that to each other in my house a lot. Like, you gotta go touch grass.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
You say touch grass.
Yeah, once or twice a week.
By the way, I realize these mics are still recording, so we'll see if we use the iPhone audio or if we use the mic audio.
Still recording on this mic.
Yeah. Which means I'm going to have to cut. This is going to be more challenging.
This is going to be a challenging cut. We're going to have to work on it together, probably.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Parenting is it's a weird thing. You're always stuck in this situation. I think the biggest issue that parents have is they don't realize that they've never done this before. You've got a kid who's 17 or 15 or 11 or 10 or whatever, and this is their first day of being this old, and this is your first day of being this old with that kid, because every kid is different and every kid has different processes. And the parents that don't admit to themselves that they don't know what they're doing. And if you by that note, you have to be able to willing to talk to the child, the kid, the individual, and say, how can we work this out together? Because if you don't work it out together, then you just cause huge problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you will have huge problems.
Dang. We did actually get serious on this.
You asked.
I mean, I'm glad I did. It's good stuff. I mean, is it technically disoriented? Yeah.
I think parenting is hugely technically disorienting conversation. I've been more disoriented as a parent than any other aspect of my whole life.
Okay, so I'm going to... One sec. That's terrifying. But I think that's kind of like... that gets real. Like you get
That's real. It's
Yeah,
real.
Yeah.
This is a real conversation. This isn't silly stories from work. Like that's real life stuff.
Dang, we're gonna need to make a new channel for
Real life thoughts
Yeah.
by old man.
in real talk with Brian and Hunter. It happens sometimes.
Sometimes,
Tech people can remember that they're human occasionally.
occasionally, it's not good for you.
It means that you're less effective at fighting demons when you come back
That's
to the
true.
human fight.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone, thanks for another quick episode here. I think we're going to do one more, and just another real quick thing. Talk about some games real fast. And,
You want to do it on the iPhone?
Yeah, I'm doing it on the iPhone, dude. You may have noticed that the quality changed in the middle of this video. Please tell us, did you like camera A or camera B?